Last week exposed a problem I couldn't ignore. This week was about executing the modified plan to see whether I had a fix. By the end of the long run, I had the answer. Hello and welcome to my Norwegian Ultra training series, where I've given myself 4 months to take my 50k PB down from 7 hours 22 to sub 6:30. Can it be done? I don't know, but that's what we're here to find out. Thanks for joining me, and here's what happened in week 3. After last week's debacle with the missed sessions, poor recovery and the calf soreness, week 3 is about rearranging things slightly and spacing things out better. Having missed the Thursday strength session last week, then the 2 sessions have naturally swapped around. I'll be doing session B on the Monday this week, and therefore not doing the bent leg calf races on the Monday, the day before my interval session. So I'll also be lowering the weight a bit that I use for all of the calf exercises, just to keep things sensible. Yeah, I'm not trying to build massive calf strength, just keep them intact for the running, and it's supposed to be helping the running, avoiding injury, not causing injury.
Whole thing with everything in life and having skills in anything is to be better at something, do more of it.
Okay, having done the Monday strength session, now off for a 45-minute easy run. It's almost dark now. I'll be hitting the trails anyway. Got the head torch ready, so yeah, should be good. Legs feeling fine at the moment, so let's get this week started properly. I was just listening to Running the Red Line podcast while I was in the gym, or my garage, and Brett and Andy were discussing the Norwegian singles method on there. Brett said he could never do it. He would just get so bored doing the same runs week in, week out, and being controlled by the heart rate readings, which is completely understandable. I think it's one of those methods that either suits your personality or doesn't, and I'm only 2 weeks in, so I'm undecided yet. Like the idea of it, but we'll see how it actually pans out. But one thing I would say as a counterpoint to being bored doing the same runs all the time is, from my experience up to now, I think you could do the same run on the same route at the same time 1,000 times and never have the same experience on those runs. Every single time you go out, something is different. The weather, the state of the terrain, the people you meet, the little incidents that happen as you go around that route. There's always something different that yeah, adds interest to every single run, however similar it might be on paper. But that's just my thoughts. Hello and welcome to Tuesday. You know when they say bad luck comes in threes, I'm pretty sure I must have had my quota for today. So my plan for today was to drive over to Homewood, park the car not far from the industrial estate, do the session around there, and it'll save me the 44 minutes of jog commuting that I ended up doing last week. So I thought it was a great plan. Then I think it was yesterday they closed off the road that goes through Homewood, so you can't actually drive the usual route to get where I was planning to park. Some kind of diversion in place, which probably could have coped with. So then I drove that way to work this morning around the diversion. It's not too bad. Had a stressful day at work, one of the worst for a while. And then on the way home, I've been on the motorway for a short while, and I got a warning on the car dashboard saying engine malfunction. It just scared the life out of me. I had to nurse the car all the way home, about another 20 miles, till I finally got back. Fetched my daughter from school, And now, rather than going to Homewood to do the run because I have no car, I'm doing the reasonably flat route that's just in the next village that way in Tupton. Not really as flat as I would like, but it's the best I can manage on short notice. So I'm going to go and try and do this sub-threshold session over there instead, and hopefully things pick up from here. Almost forgot to mention the email I got from the gas and electric company today saying the monthly bill was going up by £125. So that was another win. Right, just on the warm-up now. I'm going to run until I've got these big up and down hills out of the way and start the first session from where it's relatively flat and head over towards a what do you call it, like a wildlife area down by the river. Run along there, it's reasonably flat most of the way until you get to the hilly bits. The sub-threshold session that I've got planned for today is slightly less work than last time. It's 3 by 10 minutes instead of 4 by 8, so we've knocked a couple of minutes off just to make things a bit easier, so I can ease into things a bit better. And I've also knocked 2 beats per minute off the bottom and top of the range for when the heart rate alert goes off, so I should be taking things a little bit easier than I did last time. And I'll try and aim more towards the bottom of that range rather than slamming it at the top like I did last time, so let's see how that treats me. Right, part way through the first rep, just made it to the nature reserve. I knew there was a term for it. Managed to dig it out of the brain just before I got here. It's a bit muddy. I've got road shoes on. Whoa. Okay, that's the first 10-minute rep done. I think there was a 4:41 and a 4:55 kilometre in there, and a bit beyond that. Just jogging for 2 minutes in zone 2, then we'll do the next one. Right, all done then. Just back from the session. Went pretty well. That route isn't the flattest, but there are some flattish sections to it, so yeah, not the worst place to do it. It's just a big climb on the supposed cool down on the way back from the bridge at the bottom to the church at the top of the hill, so yeah, that's less than ideally placed, but can't complain too much. So yeah, feel considerably better than I did after last Tuesday's session, so I think that's a good sign. I'll see how I feel in the morning. All right, feeling pretty good after the Tuesday interval session. Feeling better than the weather looks. It's 8 degrees, raining, and yeah, a bit windy out there, so I'll get this one done. I think I'll stick to the roads tonight, use one of my less frequently run routes rather than just going on the muddy trails. I think they're going to be a little bit too muddy to be running around there in the dark. So yeah, I'll see if I can get it done before sunset, but it's going to be touch and go. I've got the Pumas on for grip again today. Made sure to tighten the shoelaces properly this time, unlike at the park run. done then. I'm going to call the first half of this week a success. Up to now I managed to get everything done without hurting myself, so more signs of progress. I'm not going to lie, my motivation to do this Thursday strength session is practically zero. I had to talk myself into doing it, and honestly, if I wasn't documenting my training for YouTube, there's probably a 90% chance I'd be sat on the sofa now, dressed warmly with a cup of tea and some nice warm rice pudding, just chilling out. But yeah, here we are. Now I'm here, dressed and ready to go. It doesn't seem quite as daunting or annoying that I have to do this, but yeah, I'll get it done anyway.
Like I said, it's a very minor thing. It just needs a little bit of attention. I want it to be 100% pain-free once I start doing a little bit of workouts. So I have a couple of weeks in order to get it like that. And so long as I feel that these 10Ks, I'm running them at really slow pace each day. I'm probably averaging around.
So just done the first set of the bent leg calf raisers, the ones that did me in last week. Made the soleus really sore on both my legs, especially the right one. Yeah, doing it the day before my interval session proved to be double trouble. So this time I've lowered the weight significantly. I was using 70 kilograms, I'm down to 40 now, and yeah, just getting the 2 sets of 8 done, and hopefully that leaves me in good shape for a run tomorrow. Right, strength session done. I got something done, not everything I had planned, and it felt difficult tonight, so I just made sure I got through most of the exercises with as much effort as I could muster, and yeah, I don't want to overdo it. I'll leave it at that and go and focus on recovery. Alright, made it to Friday afternoon. We're about to do a 40 minute easy run even. I'm going to stick to the roads tonight. I think it may actually remain light, or just about light, until I get back, which is nice to see. The evenings are getting a little bit lighter. But yeah, feeling good, feeling fresh, and I think the improvements I've made to the way I've got the plan in order are starting to work out a bit better than last week. Couldn't have got much worse, to be fair. I'll know my fitness is improving when I've been able to run up this hill past the church rather than having to walk about half of it. 148 beats per minute at the moment, and the high is 144 at the moment before the alert goes off, so yeah, definitely need to walk this bit. Thankfully it doesn't go on for too long. That was a good run. Average pace on my watch, it's saying 6:25 per kilometre, so yeah, one of the quickest ones I've done with the easy effort heart rate alert set on it. So yeah, another good sign of progress and feeling good. Morning folks, it's a fresh one, Saturday morning, it's about 4 Celsius, and I'm heading out on the first long run of the plan. I've got 1 hour 45 minutes to do, easy effort of course, so the route I've planned is about 16 kilometres, so whether that matches up, I guess we'll find out. So, I think this 1 hour 45 minute long run's the perfect time to talk about how my version of the Norwegian singles approach is different from the standard plans you'll find in the book. My primary goal is to get to the start line of the Spire Ultra 53km race on the 9th of May, uninjured and fit enough to have a good go at my target time of 6 hours 30. The premise of the Norwegian singles method is that we run often at intensities that minimise the injury risk. Obviously that sounds like just what I need. What the standard plans do is aim to get you ready for a 5k up to a half marathon. In order to adjust this for my 50k training, I've made several changes. Number 1, the longest long run in the plans in the book is around 105 minutes, and that's if you're running 8 hours a week. So to prepare for an ultra, my belief is that I need to condition my legs to be able to cope with several hours on feet. My optimistic goal is 6.5 hours. To this end, I've included longer long runs. In order to keep balance in the plan and not overload myself, to counteract this increase in load, I have to do something else to reduce load. The standard plans tend to include 3 easy runs, 3 sub-threshold sessions, and a long run. Ideally, you'll run every day, or at least 6 times per week. I've reduced this to just 1 sub-threshold session for now, plus the extra long run. Number 2, there are several things that the author James does not do as part of his training. Strength training is one of those things. Now, I'm not willing to give up my strength training. As a 50-year-old, I've heard many times over that as we age, our muscle mass decreases and we need to use it or lose it. Strength training twice per week is therefore very important to me. To counteract the extra load and the recovery impact of the strength training, I've set up the plan so that on Thursdays I have a strength session but no running. This is typically the day where the second sub-threshold session would be. Finally, number 3, given the fact that my most recent injury was in November and I've only started training properly again in January, I'm still very conscious of needing to ensure I don't push too hard and get injured again. So on many of the Sundays on my plan, I have the choice between an easy run or a rest day. Based on how well recovered I feel, I'll usually run, but I do have the choice to rest guilt-free and still be in line with my plan. Before I wrap this up, Invigorate is supporting the channel at the moment. It's a clean electrolyte mix, made in Devon, no dyes or artificial sweeteners, and it's way better value than sachets. If you want to support the channel and try it yourself, the link's in the description and you can use the code MARKG25 to get a 25% discount. Thanks guys, it's much appreciated. Right, that's the long run all done then. I think the shoe choice was good. I wore the Asics Trabuco Max 2, which are a max cushion trail shoe with good grip on every surface, and they're squishy enough to feel good on the road. So yeah, I think with road shoes I would have been falling over on the final trail muddy section. So yeah, all went well, and the route turned out well as well. So 16 kilometers was just about right for an hour and 45. I don't know how I managed to get it that close, but yeah, glad it went well. Hello and welcome to Sunday. Being able to run again today is a big win after a full week of training and my highest mileage week yet. So this week's plan seems to have gone much better than last week's. Even though it's just a 40-minute easy run, I've got to try out the shoes I got from Vinted yesterday. I got some Puma Deviate Nitro Elites 3, long careful owner, I think. Let's see how they go. The heart rate seems remarkably low up to now, and Garmin just gave me a +2 performance condition. That's the first time this year. Maybe it's these new shoes. Another soggy day, 5 Celsius with showers predicted. Let's see if I can get home before the rain starts again. Right, that's the best 40-minute easy run I've done so far. I can hardly believe how well it went, to be honest. Don't know how much the new shoes helped, but they felt good. They fit well, and they feel nice and springy, and they're comfortable. So yeah, don't know how much they helped, but I planned a 5k route like I usually do for a 40-minute run, expecting my pace to be around 7-minute kilometers. And I had to keep doing a double take when I checked my heart rate. It was showing me in like less than 135 a lot of the time, and I felt like I was striding out a bit more than normal at that. So I pushed on a little bit more to just try and get, so I wasn't miles away from the upper limit of you know, the lower threshold. So yeah, ended up, it kept telling me I was doing kilometers beginning with 5 minutes or 5 minutes 20 something, and that is not normal. In the end, the average pace was 5:45 a kilometer, and I almost ran 7 kilometers. So yeah, that is a big improvement. Happy with that. So as week 3 draws to a close, looking back at what changed this week, I swapped the 2 strength sessions round, so I wasn't working the soleus the day before my interval session, which I'm sure helped, and also made sure I did a relatively short commute to do the intervals. It was more like a 10 minutes, maybe a mile, rather than the 22 minutes each way that I did last week. So yeah, another helpful factor there, which made the week go much better. The one thing that I do need to look out for is Thursday, when it came time to do that second strength session of the week. I really wasn't feeling it. I don't know if that was fatigue or something else, but I just need to keep an eye on that, make sure my recovery is okay, and that I'm not pushing things too hard early in the week. So as I look ahead to week 4, the question for this week is whether I can continue training the same way I have this week, if it keeps working for a second week and I didn't just get lucky this time. And although there's no park run next Saturday, I do have plans to do the next episode of the I Ran Home From series, where I'll be running home from Matlock after getting 2 buses there, so let's see how that goes. So, with week 3 in the bag, thanks for watching again, guys. I'll catch you next week.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.